Legendary Moo has 2 high. Wow. It's going to be a tough day.
Sorcerer is in the house.
Speedily in the house.
Hijacks our intro. How you doing, kids? How you doing, Roy?
I'm not doing too bad, mate. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good here. Yeah. CodeRushed question. Legendary Moo and Surly Dev are both out there. Is there a way to combine refactorings? For example, convert to initializer and break apart arguments. I always find myself running those two in sequence when cleaning up code. Wondering if I can make that one action instead of two. Let's see if we can. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know where to look. CodeRushed options.
We did used to be able to do this in CodeRushed Classic. I don't know if the same functionality is available in our Roslyn version. Essentially, we used to... Well, I think we literally used to suffix the two, didn't we?
I was going to go over into code cleanup is what I was going to do.
Well, that's true. That's a worthy way of doing it.
I'm going to go to code cleanup over here. There's options for C# and Visual Basic. And then I was going to go in and look for the specific pieces, convert to initializer, which I think might be in here. Can I search up here at the top? Do I have a search up here? I don't. I asked for one last time. I asked for a couple things on here. One of them was the search. So no, we do not have a search on here. And I'm not seeing convert to initializer in here. Maybe it's a use initializer. Let's try this. Hold on. Let's see if we can find the, let's do qualifier. See if I search for the word qualifier, is it going to find the text of the, it does, but it doesn't highlight it for us, unfortunately. Okay. Let's just double check. The other one that you wanted to use was break apart arguments. Well, hold on. Break apart arguments. I don't think either. I think both of those, it looks like we need to add them to this list. But it shouldn't be hard. The essence of code cleanup is I can specify the refactorings that are in here, for example, use expression bodies, for example. And in addition to that, the two that you mentioned, which are not in here, but I don't think it's hard to add these. And then once those are all added in there, I can then come into, for example, a project, right-click the project, and choose Cleanup Project. And we're going to change the name of this. Hold on, let me get up a little higher so you can see it. Cleanup Project right there. We're going to change this to CodeRushed Cleanup, I think, in the next release. We'll rename this. But that's what you choose, and it'll then do that for everything, every file, every source code file in the solution. Yeah, that's, I thought we could do it, but it looks like we cannot. And Rory, can you take the text of Legendary Moo's question, send it out to the devs and tell them I would like them to prioritize that for the next sprint. So we'll try to get that out to you in the next 30 days. So unfortunately, it's not there now. I'm surprised, but I don't think it's going to be hard to do.
Fair enough.
Okay. And I say 30 days, it's probably be more like a little bit more than that. Definitely in the next 60 days, but we can't fit it into the current sprint. The next sprint is when we can do that. So, hey, you're welcome. No worries. Yeah, there's, you can do something else though, is you can bind that, I'm pretty sure, to, you can bind that to, here, let's start up a second instance of Visual Studio, and I'll play in that space instead.
Are you looking at the second request there, Mark?
No, I haven't looked at the second one yet. I was looking still at Legendary Moo's question. I was thinking you can bind those to shortcuts, I think. and then you should just be able to hit the shortcuts one after the other. So you can, in the meantime, until we get you this ability to
That
do
would
this,
speed things up a bit, wouldn't it?
yeah, wide scale cleanup. Yeah, we can do that. So hold on, I'm going to adjust my chair just a little bit. I'm going to stick my head right up into the camera. Not my most professional move, but also not my least. So, so definitely. All right, so we're over here in some code. I wanted to. Let's see if we can do that. We'll do just that right there. So we'll create let's create a new class here. What? Template's not working here? Hold on. Are we CodeRushed still loading? What's that happening here?
That really should work there.
What's going on? It can also work here, not working there. Let's see what's going on with like M, for example. I feel like it just kind of, is that going to do it? What's going on? I feel like we've got some performance issues here. Hold on a second. See? So CodeRushed was loading apparently. So we loaded everything, and I think CodeRushed lazy loads. And I think that's what's happening. So there's a couple seconds in there. That's just to get Visual Studio up as fast as it can. And I think that's what was going on there. So anyway, we'll come in here. We'll create a new class. Uh-oh, what's happening? Engine installer.
Code gone.
Okay. I don't know if you can, probably can't see this screen right there that just came
No.
up. But that was the question to run the engine installer. And I said, yeah, go ahead and do that. And that's something that CodeRushed asked after installing an update. And that'll go through and optimize the DLLs that we ship with for your machine, so you get a little faster performance if you choose to say yes to that option. Okay, by the way, that option is, I think we can come in here into CodeRushed options. I bet we can search for engine and see it. Let's see if we can find it. I'm pretty sure it's one of the options in here. Okay, noticing performance issue here too, Rory. The dialect's taking
Yeah.
Let me bring up my Task Manager. What's going on over here, Task Manager? Hold on. Yeah, it's my whole system is a little slow right now. We're basically at 100%. Who's taking it? Edge is taking 10. And Edge is really not doing anything, I think. I'm going to kill Edge. I've done this before. I've killed Edge. At least the, let's keep the, I've got Edge as a chat window up. How much are we doing now? How's Edge now? Edge is way down, so that's good. What else?
Still mostly in use though.
Yeah. So a lot of it's streaming related stuff is what's happening. So it's just like, okay, really, we can't. Yeah, when I've noticed that when we have streams like this, Rory, I think that, and then after I restart my machine, we get back to like, 70%, something like that. I'm not sure I'm yet at a let's restart the machine decision yet. But maybe, I don't know.
That would be extreme.
All right, so let's see. I wanted to go to search for NGen, see if NGen was here. No matches found. Okay. I think there's an option somewhere in here. Send me a note on NGen too. I want to know where that is. Maybe it's an option that's not stored in options. It's just a question you get the first time. All right. At any rate, we've got my mag class here. I'm just going to give it a couple properties in here. So we'll call this name and call this address like that. And I'm going to create a new class, a new instance of the class. I think I don't want to do it here. I want to create a second class over here. We'll call this my class 2. And then down in here, we're going to do a new instance of that right there. And let's declare that as a field. I'm okay with that. All right. And now let's change. Whoops, what was that? Hold on, go back. Oh, wait. I made some change. I did something. Okay, so it did it correctly. I just did something bizarre. Okay. All right.
So the idea was to start with something that wasn't using initializer syntax, and in hopefully as few steps as possible convert to initializer and then break apart the arguments. So actually what we've got there is kind of the net result we wanted. That there, now, sorry, keeping up, is I think the start point.
All right, so yeah, so if we hit here, CodeRushed key, convert to initialize is one of the options. What I want to do is set up a binding to that. So let's try that. CodeRushed shortcuts. Stream Deck always does this when I'm streaming. It has never done this yet when I have not been streaming. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. All right, so over here in Mark's Customs, we'll create a new shortcut. And I'm going to just go crazy and say Control-Alt-Shift-I for my shortcut binding, because this is, for you might do F1 and then F2 or whatever you want to do for these, but I'm going to do that. The command should be refactor. Is that right? Is that right? Did we change it?
Certainly used to be, yeah.
Yeah, we changed it. It is, what is it? I want to say, I thought it was maybe CodeRushed.
We were able to say CodeRushed at one point, refactor at another, and I think the point was that the product developed from what was mainly refactorings into several other options, and therefore CodeRushed became the sort of globaler, or sort of more broad version of that.
Yeah, I think it's got the word menu in it, but it's not it's the, I forget the name of the Visual Studio menu, and I think we changed it to that, is what I think we did.
So what it's worth, I just saw a command called nggen assemblies.
Oh, yeah, there's nggen assemblies right there.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There is presumably a keystroke that you can either is already assigned to that, or that you can assign in a similar manner to how we are now.
Yeah. Can you do a search for this, binding shortcuts to specific refactorings, and see if you get the menu item, the new command that we've named it? I'm totally.
Yep.
I think I saw it like a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting to note, and completely forgot it. It's like it's not the. It's kind of like, I want to say it's like the tooltip menu, or it's the something. Hold on, target picker. These are all target pickers. No.
Looking.
And that's something we need to fix. If there's apparently nothing out here to allow us to do it. Show declare menu. That's not this one. And there's no way to search by name if it's not the beginning. Our filter only filters out the beginning pieces. And I would like this to also filter. I think we should add that right there as well. Yeah, I'm like not finding what I'm expecting to see here. So.
Yeah, previous versions, I think there was a command called refactor, which took a parameter of the name of the refactoring that you wish to execute.
Right. That's where I was going to take us. That's what I was going to do. I was going to be like refactor here. And that's how it used to be. I wonder if by chance that still works. Wouldn't that be interesting? Convert to initializer. And so you put the text of the menu item here. Initializer, like that. And so that would be what you would do. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll see. I'll click OK on that, and we'll hit go over here and hit Control-Alt-Shift-I, and yeah, we just get something else in there. So it didn't work. Okay, so we got to fix it. We got to fix that. That's something we got to look for.
Bennett is in the house.
Nice, Will. Welcome. Glad to have you here. All right. Tips toes past the bot to the back of the stream. If you want to come in silently, darn it. If you want to come in silently, I can give you a command to do that if you want. Like if you start your first thing with a slash or something like that, let me know if that's what you want. That's not hard to do if you want to come in without being all like, here I am. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, there's something. Where's my Control-Shift-I? There it is right there. Yeah, that is not. Oh man, I thought for sure we had this in here, and I'm just not remembering it. I'm like, you can see me, you can see how well I am today. Even if I have all evidence that I should stop and move on, what am I trying to do? Just continue with, continue with brute force and ignorance.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. Just double checking, just going in here one more time. I'm trying to remember what the Visual Studio menu is too. You might find that for me too. Smart tag, is that it?
That sounds familiar too.
Nope, all I get is smart constructor. All right, I'm gonna back away, and if you by chance run into it, Roy, we'll come back over into this episode, into this instance of Visual Studio. Surly Dev has a question. Let me go back up to there. See that? Is SQL Server Management Studio in Notepad++, you can use control arrow keys to scroll the text window, leaving the cursor in the same position. No, we do not have that. So I guess the idea is I put the caret here, and then I use some sort of hotkey, and this moves, the view shifts, but the caret stays exactly right there.
Yeah, I think
cool.
up and down does work if you hold down control there, but left and right is obviously for navigational purposes.
My control up and down, I think, are bound to CodeRushed features.
Okay.
So does that? Let's see if that's making sense in here. If I come down here on main window and I hit control down, yeah, this is a CodeRushed feature. So I've rebound to navigate up and down through the different functions here. Yeah, those are jumping. Surly Dev says control plus arrow jumps block. So I think that's probably what you've got maybe turned on as well. That's in our feature of the week, structural navigation. By the way, we talked about that. You might want to bring that up and put that in the chat room.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So last time where we left off, I don't think we did too much, Rory. It's perfect. My day is perfect. All right, so let's see here.
Hello, everybody.
Greetings, Straight Butter. Glad to have you here. Can you guys come in a little quieter next time, please? It's so embarrassing. All right. No, they have no control over it, kids. I'm making the noise. Shall we restart the show? Asked Surly Dev. I don't know.
Have we started yet?
Yeah, we're kind of. So let me bring up the dice roller. I'll show you where we are, where we left off. We basically we had one problem at the end of the day yesterday, and I saw it was an extra line of code, and I fixed it. We were basically we were calling prepare die twice on one of the dice, and so it wasn't cleaning up correctly at the end because it was like, trying to clean it up twice. There's the link to our structural navigation feature of the week for CodeRushed. By the way, thanks for these questions, folks. So Surly Dev, I don't have I'm not sure is that a compelling feature? Is there I almost want to say email me on the use case for the keeping the arrow, the caret where it is while you scroll the text window. And if you can convince me that it is usable by many people, the fact that it's already in Notepad++ and in SQL Server Management Studio pushes me in that direction. But if you can give me a use case that why it's going to be useful for everyone, then we can prioritize that and implement that.
I think that's the kind of behavior you get also in a command window, but only when you push the scroll lock button, a sort of a mode switch mechanic. I've never used it myself on purpose. Scroll lock for me it's a bit like caps lock. I use it to turn the functionality off when I accidentally turn it on. It's what those buttons are for.
Yeah.
But obviously some people do have a use for that, so I'd be quite inclined quite interested to see exactly what that is myself as well.
Yeah. All right, hold on a second. There you go. Okay, so what we can do is this: we can roll an attack roll. Really? We cannot? What's happening here? Everything was all working. Oh, I know why. Because I don't have the die roller up. Let's open it up.
Why do my dice not work on a completely empty, fresh screen?
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. There's the die roller right there. Yeah, so I have to make sure the fanfare. Can you also send me a note on this, Rory?
Yeah.
This is for me personally, but the fanfare, I have to make sure the fanfare doesn't go. It cues instead of firing while we're in the opening sequence.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
If I've got the views. By the way, I was working on the fanfare for Sex Positive. It's going to be incredibly funny when that comes out. Just got to add the lasers to the eyes and almost done with that. So next week we'll see that, and I think Legendary Moo will show up next week too. World Wake doesn't show up that much in the chat room, but I was just thinking, what a fun one that would be, right? Just the world coming up with yawning arms coming out of it. We'll see what happens here. Straight says, just learning to code a couple months left in the boot camp, so a lot of it is over my head right now, but pretty sweet so far. Okay, cool. Yeah, Surly Dev, Laser Peacocks, that's what's coming up. for sex positive. She's like, I'm not coming in the chat room till my fanfare's done. So we're working on that. We'll get that done. So here we go. Attack roll. There's an attack roll, and now I can
There's
say
an
let's
attack roll. Good.
let's say I want to. No, I don't want it to be a hit. I want it to be a miss. So I'm going to do a luck roll. So it freezes these dice, and I get to roll mine, and now the lowest wins if I do that. And so there's that. There's that luck roll right there. Wait, why am I not seeing the special effects on that? Anybody else notice that we don't have our new special effects?
Oh, you
playing
mean,
on
yeah,
there?
that's a good point. So no clover, no skulls.
Yeah. There it is.
There's
Why wasn't
one
it the
by
first
itself.
time? Yeah, let's do it again as just an attack roll. And then we'll say low, luck roll low. What's
bad.
going on? We got some code missing somewhere. Well, let's go fix that. That's what we're here for, right? Probably in the dice roll, I guess. Add d20.
That's a bug.
Bad luck is maybe my problem.
Well, there
let's
was a
see.
certain amount of refactoring you were doing to try to pull together any time you would do this and have the effects in place. So, presumably, is there a location where we're still doing this manually instead of calling into that common code?
Wait, ask me that again, Roy. I didn't hear that.
You did some refactoring. The idea was to pull together all of the code that would sort of put special effects around exactly stuff like
Right,
that.
it's here.
But
Add good luck effects.
potentially, when it's an attack roll, are you not calling into the common version, i.e. the amped up, really working well version? Do you have like a manual thing that you're still doing?
No, I'm calling roll bent luck dice no matter what if it's bent luck. So the
Okay.
bent luck, roll bent luck comes over if we call bend luck. Bend luck is called in one of these two scenarios here, where either the roll type is bent luck subtract or bent luck add, or it is luck roll high or luck roll low. So I'm calling bend luck in there. I'm passing a negative number if it is -1 if it's luck roll low, which is what this one should be. So the multiplier comes in there. And then we come out here. I think basically the problem feels to me like it's in the calculation of this piece right here, is what I think it might be. So
Okay.
you can see that Will's suggestion of creating constants here to simplify, make the code easier to read down below, is kind of rubbing off on me. So I'm just going to set a breakpoint here, and we'll come back over here. We'll try to duplicate that. We'll run the attack roll out, and then I'll say luck roll low. And I think we should get a breakpoint about now. Okay, there's our breakpoint, and so we can just say that is good luck is false, is bad luck is also false. So
Okay.
why is now the question here. So let's take the whole thing.
I have a question though. Is bent luck different from sorcerer's luck?
Yeah, they are. They're both.
But you're checking for bent luck and you're using sorcerer's luck, so bent luck is false.
Is luck bent and the dice roll dot bent luck multiplier is less than 0. So that's my first expression. Or the dice roll
I
data
see.
type is equal to luck roll low. Now wait, dice roll data type
What's the
here, hold on,
precedence logic there?
is 1. This is my problem. Here, 1, if we drive into here, is an attack. It thinks it's an attack. My problem is my dice roll data, I'm using the wrong one. I want to use local dice roll data here.
Gotcha.
I want to use that here and here. But not, paradoxically enough, not here and here, because the bent luck multiplier is always stored in the parent, not the child. So,
Okay. So that should do it then.
Yeah, that should do it. We gotta clear a breakpoint, run, and refresh. Let's go refresh over here. See if that fixes it. We'll throw a couple more test rolls out, and then we'll go to the topic of the day, which is, and I'll show you the problem, which is, if, say for example, one of my teammates has disadvantage, and does the child know it as a parent? No, it does not. Sometimes I do that. Mike is a little low. Mark, thanks so much. Yeah, my fault. Totally my fault on this. Again, I lowered volume. I need a better way to lower volume and then bring it back. I think that's probably pretty good. Let me double check my levels out over here. Check, 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 check. Yeah, I'm definitely going to, I am ready to buy audio mixing software for streaming if I can find it. So anyway, my team member has disadvantage on a roll. Rolls an attack roll. I want them, what? What happened? What did we change or break? What? I'm not even getting that.
That's strange. Nothing at all.
Yeah, nothing at all. Okay. Clear the dice. What's going on? It doesn't make any sense at all.
We weren't in a breakpoint particularly.
All right, let's
So
go.
we
Let's go
shouldn't
find the
have had
entry
any
point.
kind of disconnection.
Yeah, this now I'm smelling a restart and everything will work kind of thing. That's what I'm smelling, but let's see what happens if we do an attack roll now. Not even getting into please roll dice. Yep, you got it. Turning it down just a little bit. How's that, Surly Dev? Just a bit lower. Voice is kind of crackly now, at least for me. All right, let's see how that is. Yeah, we're not even getting into please roll dice. So I think edit and refresh didn't work. I can try one more refresh, or we can just shut everything down. I'm going to shut everything down.
I think shutting things down, start again, nice clean foundation to move forward from.
Yeah, I'm going to start, I'm going to shut down any other apps that I don't need as well out here. Because I want to make sure my strain on the CPU is low. All right. Closing down apps. That's not bad. It's not a bad thing to do. Close, close, close. All right, and let's go back and start. Start up one more time. I have a feeling this is just going to work. Roy, can you speak, buddy? Or how does Roy?
I'm good, yes. How is the volume? We have Mark at a fairly decent volume from what we can tell. Am I now at a fairly good volume for people as well?
And you can check in and listen because you're going to hear yourself ask that question in about
point.
2 seconds.
Yes.
Sounds
That
good to me
seems
now.
pretty good, yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys are definitely the best helping us out there.
Cheers,
Okay.
guys.
Here comes the load. It's funny. This shows localhost 44303.
Surly Dev is in the house.
Good. You know, we could also do something too. Look at this. Why does it say about blank for so long? There we go. Now it's changing. That was crazy. Let's go to die roller. All right. Is there a way to temporarily turn off CodeRushed if I want to try something raw in VS? We used to have something like that, but it looks like we do not. I think you have to go in, you're going to have to go into the manage extensions and choose disable to turn it off temporarily, like this. But I think some extensions were automatically updated. If I do that, is that all I need to do?
Huh.
Let's see, is that
Not
it?
expect that to be so quick.
That was it. F template. Nope. CodeRushed is still working. I think I got to restart it. Okay, but that's how you do it. I don't think there's there may be a way to do it through settings. I'm pretty sure you can go up into your options and you can say I want to take my settings.
Is in the house.
You take my settings from a completely different location here. Let's see, where is it? I think it's in core, in IDE. Is that it? Import
Well,
and
Ben says
export
we used to be able
settings.
to start VS without CodeRush and then enable it manually. That is entirely correct, but I think since we moved to the Roslyn timeframe, the sort of rules on how to do that stuff sort of changed a little bit.
Yeah. So I think what you could do is you could say, okay, I want to grab my settings from another location, and when those other locations, you have everything turned off. But probably if you're just doing it for testing, the best way out of that, I think, is to go into Manage Extensions, disable, and then I bet you could start up a new instance of Visual Studio once that's disabled and keep this one running too. So if I come in here, let's try that. I'm going to choose Disable on CodeRushed. Let's start
That's
up
an interesting
yet
idea.
another instance of Visual Studio. Here we go. New one starting up.
You can never have too many copies of Studio. I myself am running 8.
I used to demo with I used to do crazy demos with about 6 instances of Visual Studio running, with some of them with large projects in them.
Well, I think it comes out of the habit that Studio used to be very slow to load up, certainly when you had larger solutions. And so I kind of got into the habit of just keeping some of those solutions open, ready. Now, not so much. It's a lot quicker these days. It's just kind of hard to shake the habits.
Cool. Jeez, I'm just trying to get some work done. So, so now, yeah, it looks like we're good here. We've started up a second instance of Visual Studio. CodeRushed is not loaded. If we go into Manage Extensions, there you go. It's wait, it says, why does it say disable when it's not loaded?
That's kind of strange.
That's not my fault. That's crazy, because CodeRushed is definitely not here. Let's just double check. We'll open something up, try to expand a template. I'm pretty sure it's not loaded. I wonder if it's because we haven't shut down. I think this is a Visual Studio bug we're looking at here. Let's just type in M space. Well, maybe. Look at that. CodeRushed is still loaded. I guess we have to kill. Never mind then.
So what? CodeRushed is loaded, but without.
There's the menu. The menu showed up. I guess it's the lazy load.
Menu
thing.
was gone.
Well, I guess you have to. I guess that the way it works here. So over here, Manage Extensions, is it still disabled? Yeah, it's still disabled, but it does not apply to new instances of Visual Studio, I think, until it says these changes will take effect the next time Microsoft Visual Studio is opened. But I'm going to argue.
You close this in order to save the setting in the first place.
You have to close this. I think that's not true. So I think that was a Visual Studio bug. So anyway, holy cow! Will Bennett says, when I built my monster machine, I loaded 100 copies of VS 2010 just for kicks. Wow. Codebase Alpha's out there. Codebase Alpha, we need a fanfare for you too, I think, you know. All right, so let's see. What did we do? We were up. We refreshed.
We were fixing a bug based on the idea that we were not showing our special effect with a bent luck roll when it was an attack roll going on.
Yeah. And so let's do Sorcerer's Luck. We're trying to change it from a 1 to something
there we go.
higher. Look at that. We turn it from a massive failure to a critical hit. Excellent.
I have a question. Where does the 21 come from? What is our total under that scenario? Where's it generated from?
There's a modifier here. Whatever I put in for the modifiers added to the main roll. This is the D20 modifier here. Gotcha. So that's what's happening there. So if I say that, if I just clear it like that, then there won't be any +1 or anything added to it. So if we just do an attack roll like this, it'll just be the raw number on top, 13, like that.
Okay.
If I come in here and I say, like, you've got a +2 on your attack, so you roll your attack, it's going to be this number +2, so it'll be a 9. It's a miss. Now we can do, let's do a Sorcerer's Luck in here. And watch that come in. And there we go.
+1.
Yeah, so you can totally turn things around. Now,
19 +1 is 12. Oh, you got a +2. Sorry, I didn't see you write that. But yes, it all works.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
The thing I wanted to see, though, so wait, hold on 1 second, though. Let's do this again. We do the attack roll, 15. See the +2 right there?
Yeah.
Now let's do the luck roll high on this. I think we don't see the +2 this time around. So we should oh, we do. Oh, we do. I guess somehow I missed that. I want to double check that again. I want to try that because I thought I did not see it. Maybe it was there's 19 +2. Let's do a luck roll low. There's the effects. We were missing those before. So 13 to turn it into a 15. We still see the +2. That's what I wanted to see. So that's cool.
That's good.
And the damage is 1 + 6, which is 7. All right. Okay, cool. I think that's pretty good. Here's the thing we don't have, though. If we have a disadvantage roll or an advantage roll, Sorcerer's Luck, according to, let's read the instructions before we write this code. Shall we do that? So D&D, we want to say Sorcerer's Luck. I said, let's read the rules is what I mean. Let's just look for that. This is bent luck. I don't know if that's what I want. luck. Okay, that's later. Control chaos. Tides of chaos. Oh, it's the feat. Sorcerer's luck. Wild. It's the. So let's go back. So we'll say D&D. Sorcerer's luck feat. That's what we want to look at. Called bend luck. I guess it's called bend luck. Is that what it is? I thought that was the other one. The lucky feat. Yeah, lucky. Well,
Yeah, Straight Butter suggests lucky feet is indeed term.
the search firm to look for the sorcerer like that. Let's look see if we can find that. Okay, do these seem fair? Well, this is a discussion about it. Yeah. Lucky feet, sorcerer, lucky feet rules. I'm just looking for that. Where is that? Well, I can go into my character, dndbeyond.com, and go into my characters, and this is me right here, and go to my my leveling, manage levels, and down ability score. The feat is lucky. Show more. So these are the rules as I see them here. When an attack roll is made, when you make an attack roll, an ability check or saving throw, you can spend one luck point to roll an additional d20. You can choose to spend one of your luck points after you roll the die, but before the outcome is determined. You choose which of the d20s to use for the attack roll. So it says you choose which. So if I'm making an attack, an ability check or saving throw, and I have disadvantage, I can turn my disadvantage into an advantage roll, because it says I get to choose which of the d20s is used, right? So I can. It indicates if I've got. So well, I don't know. I guess we can double
It's
check this.
interesting because when you have disadvantage, what tends to happen is you've got to pick. There's an extra dice roll, isn't there? And you have to pick. You have to get rid of the highest one. Is that how that works?
Yes, when I have disadvantage, I get rid of the highest one. But what it's
so
apparently,
if you're using bent luck, you would in person you would choose to either raise one of the lower ones or raise the highest one. If you raise the highest one but you're acting for disadvantage, then that's the one that's going to vanish. So there's no sense raising that. So you would raise.
When you
one
say
that isn't
raise,
the
you're
highest.
talking about one that we've already
Or
pulled down
replace.
underground.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea is there's a scenario where we've pulled one under and I wanted to bring it back up. That's the scenario. The only thing I realized is, I thought I could do this when anybody's attacking anybody on my team or anybody on my team is rolling, but it's only when I make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw. And so I can choose which way I want it to go. Also, you can spend one luck point when an attack roll is made against you and then roll it. Right there, and if one creature's and choose whether the attack uses the attacker's roll or yours. So I can choose which one of those two to go with, is what I can do. And so, interesting. It does not say what to do in the case of when somebody's got advantage or disadvantage. Let's see if anybody's talked about that out there. Lucky feat, sorcerer, advantage. Disadvantage. What's going on here?
That's a good summary, actually. You still have disadvantage since the feat doesn't say it gets rid of it.
Oh no, really? That's the worst news ever. Okay, the lucky feat lets you spend a luck point, roll an extra for an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, and then choose which d20 to use. This is true no matter how many d20s in the mix. So that's my interpretation right there. For example, if you have disadvantage on an attack roll, you could spend a luck point, roll a third, and then decide which of the 3 dice to use. You still have disadvantage. Since the feat doesn't say it gets rid of it. But you do get to pick the die. Well, I don't even understand that. So what does that mean? I get to...
Right, so you've got two competing things happening. One is the disadvantage, which will automatically get rid of whatever turns out to be
The
your
lowest.
highest dice.
Oh yeah, the highest die.
Right?
Okay.
But at the same time, you get to use bend luck to replace any one of the dice. So you wouldn't replace the one that's inherently highest because that would cause you further disadvantage.
Okay.
What you would do is you'd replace one of the others.
All right.
And
So I
improve
think.
your score.
All right.
So you replace the lowest, presumably.
Okay, so I think if I'm understanding that correctly, and we come over here and we roll with advantage, so let's do that. So we'll roll with disadvantage. So let's say it's a skill check and I have to do this, like this. That's really low. I want to roll like high is what I want to do. There was a 10 that was just taken away. If this is lower than a 10, we want to bring that 10 back up. That's what we want to do. So that's the scenario I'm looking
so you're
to
gonna
fix.
resurrect a previous dice.
Right, so let's see if we can, just so we can get it in our head, we'll do it again. Roll for skill check, disadvantage. Looking for two low numbers, not good. We'll do it again. Disadvantage, skill check. That's not good. Do it again. Disadvantage, skill check. Fine, let's do it. Whoops, I did a luck roll low. I meant to do it high. But anyway, so if I have, does that mean that my luck roll high and low don't matter because the disadvantage and advantage have?
The number of dice has got an impact here. Say you roll 3 dice, right? And you get a high dice. That's the one the disadvantage is going to kill off. But you've got 2 other dice remaining anyway, right? And you you do a luck roll, and you get to take whatever the value of that is and replace one of the 2 remaining. So what you should do is to target whichever is the lowest of the remaining dice and boost that.
Yeah, so kind of the idea is let's kind of visualize this here. So we've got roll 1, and we say roll 1 is a 2. Roll 2 is going to be a 3. And then under disadvantage rules, if I have disadvantage, then we would remove die 2.
Yeah.
Die 2.
Yep.
Roll, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll call this die instead, I think. Die, like that. And let's maybe call them A and B. Let's do that. Die A and die B. And so we're going to say remove die B for that. And then let's say, so disadvantage, and then let's say...
so the luck doesn't really have a lot of effect, other than it will definitely replace die A at that point.
Well, here's the thing, though. If I do the luck roll of 1, then my argument, then what I believe is true is though I have disadvantage, it's going to take the highest roll away. Then that means I get to keep my 2, is what I get to do, which is die B, which has been taken away. Oh, no, wait. That's die A, which is remaining out there.
So what's the order of precedence here? Do you do disadvantage and advantage first, or bending luck first?
You do them both, it sounds like. You do them twice. In other words, so it sounds like maybe, let's look at this again. Maybe we don't have a problem here. Let's do a skill check again. Whoops, I want to do a skill check with disadvantage. Let's do it again. All right. So there's that right there. And now I want to do a luck roll high. The 11 was the highest that was taken away. I have disadvantage. So it keeps my 10 is what it ends up. Whoa. Something weird happened there. We have, hold on. Skill check again. 13 and 15. Takes the 15. Do the luck roll high. So if this is higher than the 15, then we need to bring the 15 back. That's the scenario. Yeah, here's the thing that's weird, is it's saying advantage when it brings this out. We've got a problem when it's pulling it away. I think there's a bug in the code. Let's go after that problem, because that is, so I'll show you the bug here. There's that. We pull this away, say disadvantage. Now if I do a luck roll high out here, what happens is it's going to now pull one of these away and give it the wrong text. It says advantage. That doesn't make any sense the second time when we're pulling that luck roll away, is what that is. And it's pulling both of those away because the other one is higher. It's seeing it's higher. We could do this. We could maybe solve both of these problems at once. Let's go look for advantage in the code here. somewhere in here is where I think the code is. Remove the d20s. So I think if die is d20, I think this might do it. Because I think when we remove it, we set in play to false is what we do. Yeah, remove single die. We set it to false right there. So that's happening. That's happening in there. So I think what this will do is this will now, we'll only be able to look at the ones that are remaining. And is the advantage text... Yeah, I think we should, if anything, say lucky sorcerer's luck is what we should say if it's sorcerer's luck. Roll a 2 and a 3, you'll most likely want to take the luck and roll a third die since it's not a good roll, right? If we're trying for high. Yes, if somebody's making an attack against me or something like that, yeah, I guess then I wouldn't want to roll it at all in general. So, yeah, okay, so if the luck roll is high, say add sorcerer's luck, lucky feat.
So if you've got advantage and sorcerer's luck, that makes sense because disadvantage and sorcerer's luck, you're going to have the disadvantage take away your highest roll, and you're going to try and boost your lowest roll, and therefore they're targeting different things, and therefore there's no real problem, I don't think.
Yeah.
But what happens if you're suffering advantage and sorcerer's luck? You're going to target the same one, or it depends the order you do it. Do you roll the extra dice first? Do you see what I mean?
No, I think I do. I think it goes like this. So let's say I wanted to do a roll. Let's say I have an advantage. I roll an attack roll, and I don't like either of my numbers, like that. And I say, okay, so let's do a luck roll high, and it's going to. What did I end up getting?
So in this case, your luck roll was no better than your original roll, and therefore you maintain that. Okay, that works. Yeah.
So let's try.
So there's two chances at the same kind of improvement.
Yeah, so there's my attack right there. Yeah. So basically, I'm looking at a attack with advantage. There, both are really low. It's a miss. Now I do my luck roll high. It keeps the highest number there, which makes sense, and the 5. So we still get a 7 plus 2, and it's still a miss. But at least I get another shot at it. So that is working correctly. So that scenario is working. I think I want to do something similar to this here, and add advantage text. Let's do this instead. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to pass in additional parameter here. We're going to say that is going to go there. That's going to go there. And this is going to go here, and then also here. And then we're going to go inside here, and we're going to add that additional parameter, so just VB like that. And then we're going to say this is the is lucky feat, like that. And then I want to say message, like that. And then I want to say if is lucky feat, let's come in here and set that equal to false. Do the same over here. Yeah, situation is different when you're being attacked, so straight butter. Yeah, so there's my message, and basically it's going to go like this. If is lucky feat, then message is equal to... and else message is equal to a disadvantage. And then we're going to do the same here. Whoops. I'm not sure how that got down there. All right, so that's what we want there. This is going to be down here. How does it handle a situation when the DM is rolling an attack and you want to use a luck point against this roll? It's a little harder because you don't often see that roll. And so what you could do, though, is if it was a critical moment, you basically... You can roll the luck dice anytime before the effects of the roll are applied. So if the Dungeon Master says it's a hit, I could say, hold on, if it was a critical time, I want to use a luck dice and try again to create a lower version of the roll. So, okay, so we've got those two pieces in there. I think we can refresh and fix that one bug. So it'll say lucky feet now as it pulls them down. And then we just have to decide, are we going to resurrect a die or not? And so if I have advantage, I think the answer now is it appears we are not going to need to resurrect that die. Wait. Hold on. If I have... Oh, wait. No, we can. There is a scenario. So here's at least one scenario where we need to resurrect the die. So if I have... If I have disadvantage and we remove die B, which is the 3, and then I roll, my luck roll is a 4 or 5, then disadvantage, then our response is to remove luck roll. We'll call this die C, I guess. I don't know. Remove die C and resurrect.
So you're going to retroactively apply the disadvantage.
Die B. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So which makes it a little tricky, right? From the standpoint of a state machine, right? We're like, what's going on? I thought the dice was out of play. Now it's back in play again. So in this specific scenario where I roll 2 low numbers and then so the disadvantage, here's what I do. I remove die B and my disadvantage. My luck roll is die C, and that's a 5. Well, with disadvantage applied, I would remove the 5 and have to resurrect the 3, and then my 3 would be my winning piece.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and then I'd also have to resurrect die B and pull down die. It might not be that hard. I just thought of something, and it might not be that hard. Pull down die A, because we had kept it before. We remove die B and keep die A. We'll see. This is at least one scenario, and I'm sure there's a reverse scenario for when we have advantage as well. So that's the tricky thing that we need to work through here. So did I do the refresh? I hope I did. Let's see if I got to get advantage or disadvantage in here. So we'll do disadvantage. I'll do a skill check. Then I'll throw in a luck roll high there. So we've taken the 18 away. And then we got a 16. So in this case, it's keeping the 16. Because I had disadvantage. That made sense. That scenario totally made sense. Okay, so we're good with that. Let's try one more time. Disadvantage, skill check one more time. Here comes the luck roll on it. So we pulled that away with the word disadvantage on it. Now we expect to pull this one away with the word lucky feet. Yeah, there we go. So that's good. So that one is pulled away, and the 16 is kept. So
if you'd have rolled an 18 there, you'd have hoped to have brought the 17 back and then taken the 18 away.
Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to give us disadvantage, do a skill check. We're looking for 2 low numbers. Yeah, that's not going to work. We'll do it again. Skill check again. Come on. Let's look for 2 low numbers on that so I got a chance of it. Now we'll see. We got a 1 and 4. So the 15 was taken away, and we give a 9 back. And this was disadvantage, so we keep the 9. This one's okay. Let's try again. Skill check. Okay, and here comes the lucky roll. Hopefully it's greater than an 11. There it is. So now we want to take the 16 away and bring the 11 back because I had disadvantage. And it's not doing that now. And it's not doing that. You know why? Because well, not really. It's because I added this right here We're not checking for it anymore. Okay?
Right.
So what we really need to do is we need to, hold on, we need to go through here. We need to check to see if it's not in play and reverse it, is what I think we need to do. So, so I think what we're going to do, if we just do this alone, I think we're okay. But now what we need to do.
Fix it!
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll just wave a wand and fix it.
We got to fix it. We got to see what's going on here. So if roll value is less than top number, then remove single die now the other die. In which case, and then what we want to do is we want something that says like make sure die. Oh no, wait, can we do that or not? Remove. Which is that we need to find the winning die, and we need to store that winning die. Is what we need to do. So I think we need right here, we need a variable called die, winning die.
So is it fair to say that all the die or dice are physically, they're present even if we've hidden them or taken them away? Or they're still there.
They are.
Just have to be labeled correctly. So at any given point during this, a different die might be the winning die. Initially, it's the highest single value.
Right.
But then your disadvantage applies and it gets taken away, and so now another die is the winning value. And now you bend luck and in comes another die which happens to be higher than both of those, and it turns into the winning die and it needs to be removed.
Well, if I roll the additional one, it would be maybe the highest, and I have a disadvantage, which means I have to get rid of it. So the only thing that is actually, I'm now wondering though. I think I want is luck roll. I don't want whether it's high or not. I just want to know whether it's an is luck roll is what I want. So I want is luck roll like this. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Let's just use this down here everywhere we're using it elsewhere. So I want it here. I want it here. I want it here. And I want it here. And I want it here. Is that going to work for me? Nope, it's not going to work. I can't even really do this. I have to do this. And I have to do this. Hold on. I'm going to get there. I'll figure it out. Hold on. I don't want the advantage or disadvantage to be coming from the local data. I want it to be coming from the high data is what I want. Let's go see where we're using this. I want this here. I think I'm okay with the second one there. And then this here. And so that's what I'm feeling now. I'm getting a little nervous because I've also got some locals in here and I'm not exactly sure, if that should follow the suit or not. But the topmost one has what the role is.
Yeah.
And this second one does not. It's not really necessarily an advantage roll. What I could do, though, actually, is I'm going to undo these two changes because I have an idea that I think I like a little bit better. And the idea is going to be when we create our... hold on, give me a sec. Here. And what I want to do here is I want to say dot, what is it called? Role type, I think. Shoot, I was just in there. Let's drop a marker here. Kind is what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for right there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take, whoops, the other way around here. I'm going to take, How's music working? Is music working, by the way, kids?
Good question.
I
I hear no music.
There we go.
Maybe it's not been started.
It's coming now. Yeah, no, it hasn't been started. All right. So I'm just going to make sure that that kind is the same. We have the same kind of roll right here. All right. Then, if we jump back over here, we need to figure out the last remaining die, which one it is. And so first case, if this is not set to anything, we'll say last remaining die is equal to die, like that. Next, if the roll is advantage, and if the roll value is less than or equal to the top number, then we remove that die. So this could be a tie or a roll that is smaller than that other die, which means last remaining.
But the second that music came on, your audio to me died.
Died completely.
I can hear every second or fifth syllable.
Really?
Yeah. I don't understand how the two can be related.
It's too bad. All right, we'll turn the music off. Well, I think it's CPU performance is what it would seem to be. What am I at? Am I locked up at 100%? Yeah, I'm at 100%. I bet a restart fixes this whole problem. So look, let's double check it. Let's turn on music for a second here. I can code the music, to be honest. Let's see what happens here. Go. Yeah, I have a different beat per second. I just turned on music. Well, how's my audio now, Rory?
It's sort of 50-50.
50-50, not good.
Yeah.
All right, dropping it off again. All right. Yeah, I think a restart. I got to restart before shows, it seems like. Okay, no worries. All right, so let's see. We've got it. Last remaining die is equal to this one. So whenever we do a remove single die, so this would be last remaining die is equal to other die.
Okay, yeah.
In this case, is that right? No, I have to actually compare with the last remaining die. And I think we need to also save the last remaining value since we got 3 of these right here. So let me change this to a last remaining value, like that. And that's going to be of type number. And I'll set it equal to -1. So if we haven't set the last remaining die, then it's going to be that one right there. And then, so there's our top number. Last remaining die. Now, only here, so now we can say if top number is greater than last remaining value, then we're going to say last remaining die is that, last remaining value is equal to top number. Like that.
Okay.
Okay, so when we remove a die, that's our cue to check the other die to see if it is greater because we're in the advantage column right here. Okay, so that's what we want to do in this block. And down here we have disadvantage. We'll need to change the greater thans to less thans, I think. What does this say? If we haven't showed the advantage message, then we're going to show it. Then we come down here, we've got another one. Now we've got this other one. The same kind of code here. We need to put something here. And what's the other die? Roll value. Last remaining value. Whoa, whoa. I have 2 last remaining values? Oh, no, wait. No. I see what's happening here. Okay, hold on. Hold on. You leaving? Okay, bye. I love you. All right.
Janescu 7 appears to be a proverbial gardener, has coated the stream in flowers.
Awesome. I love it. I want these growing at different heights and colors. We have to work on
That'd be
that
nice.
that part right here. So here, no matter what, we do this. But the other die is the question. What was the other die's value? I think we need I think this code is wrong right here. I'm going to set a marker right there. And hit the wrong key. Okay, and then I want to go. Yeah, I think that's wrong. Hold on, I need to get my head back in it to get this code right. Otherwise, it's going to be wrong, and we'll be spending a long time trying to figure it out. I need to see where other die is set. There, other die is set. So that right there, which means other die value is equal to top number. Like that. Then we got to come up and declare that. Okay, now we want to go back to the code that I think is wrong here. So now we're in an advantage roll, and the roll value that we've got, that we've stored from before, that we're counting as our either our highest or lowest roll value. In fact, what we should change this to is, are we using it in different value places here? Yeah, no, I was trying to see if we're using it in different contexts. Like, can we say min max or something like that? The edge value. But I'm going to keep the name as it is. So we're rolling advantage. The top number on the die we're looking at is going to be less than that number. So we are going to remove that die that we're getting rid of right there. Is what we're doing now. Because it's advantage, we're looking for advantage, which means actually I don't think we need to do anything else here. I don't think there's any other code that goes here.
Okay.
Now that's what I think. Let's keep going down here. So if we're doing disadvantage and our roll value that we've rolled is greater than what we already have is greater than the current die, then we have to get rid of what we already have. So remove single die now. The other die is now, we're getting rid of that.
Yep.
Wait. I want to find part of my goal here is to find the last remaining die. And I just, for a second, I'm like, wait, am I doing this right? Am I actually doing this? Yeah, the last remaining die I'm storing up above here. So hold on, let's look at this again. If top number is greater than the last remaining value, then the last remaining value is equal to top number, and the last remaining die is equal to this die. That's what we're doing advantage. Boom. If that's not the case, then we're going to take this die away. We don't care about it. That is correct. Okay, I'm good with this block of code up here. Next, if we're going to disadvantage. So if roll value, what we've been collecting so far is greater than this one, then we're going to remove the other die now, just like we're removing the other die. And we need essentially some very similar code right here. In here, and I think that similar code is
that's your replace die code essentially.
Yeah, and so now if top number is if roll value is less than or equal to top number, if roll value, roll value is what we've been tracking, let's change this. I'm going to change this so I've got a better name on this. Total roll value. So total roll, it's total roll value, highest or edge roll value. I think we got to do this edge. I'm going to call it edge roll value. Edge roll value. So if edge roll value, because it's going to be a min or max on this. So if edge roll value is greater than or equal to the top number, then we want to remove it. The other die and the last remaining die is this die right here. And the question is now, is this yes? Is it less than this one, this last remaining value? If so, we do that, set it equal to the top number. I think this is the code, and it's the same code there. Then we've got remove single die down here. So in this case, I think it's just the same as before. There's no code changes there. So if edge roll value is less than the top number, then we want to remove this die. And the less than one is still, because the last remaining one has still already been set here. So I think that's good. Then the last thing we want to do is we want to say that show the die that we need to bring back. And to do that, we want to do something like this. We want to say if that, then I'm going to just do some console log messages out here is what I'm going to do. So console log, and we're going to send out, we're going to say last remaining die. And plus the, what's that, last remaining value? Mm-hmm. And then what I want to do, though, is I also want to say, hey, if not last remaining die, then I want to send a console log saying must resurrect, something like that.
Yeah.
Like that. And then now what I can do is, so now if we see that those console log messages, that means, and it's all looking good, that means all we need to do is add the animation right in here.
That's right. It means we follow the right code path for the intent.
Whoop, and I forgot this. I was thinking this, but didn't write it. If it's not in play. Okay? So if the not last remaining die dot in play, then we must resurrect it. So with that, let's try refresh. It took disturbingly longer to write than I was wanting it to take.
There's a lot of combinations of things to consider, though.
How are we doing on, everything's quiet out there. Everything's frozen on the stream with regard to animation.
That's true. The stream is, it's locked up.
Sure looks that way,
Let's
doesn't it?
check the actual stream. You're still moving on the stream. So the stream itself is running. So it's just been disconnected with the, and now it's all catching up.
Well,
Dock has taken effect.
it's falling slowly. What was weird is the drones weren't spinning. Look at that. The drones are not spinning.
Were you experimenting with code to remove frames? For performance reasons and so forth?
I ran PNG Gauntlet on it, but that doesn't make sense. That would do
affect
that.
an individual PNG, but not the
Yeah,
sequencing
it
of
makes no sense at all to me, to be honest.
them. The flowers were growing fine a minute or two ago.
Yeah, the drone is kind of a special case. Let's open up the images and see what's going on with the drones. I think I've made a change somewhere. Yeah, they look good. So if I come up here and look at these two, and I put two side by side like this, you can see that the blades are changing. That's what we should see. It's like it's not animating automatically for those drones. We need to figure that out. Okay, so we can take a look at that too. Did I do a refresh here? Anybody remember if I hit refresh on this yet or no?
I do not remember.
All right, let's refresh one more time, just so we know for sure on that. While we refresh that, I want to take a look over in the drone code. There's the drone. Let's see what's going on here. That's descending from color shifting proxy. Create sprite. That's my create sprite function that's passed into it. The rocket holds all the drones, I think. Oh, it's all drones. What? This is not right. This looks like that's old code right there, I think.
Guess who?
Michael Jolly is in the house.
Hey, Michael, how's it going? Oh, geez, sorry. I just shouldn't have waved that high. All right, so let's see. Good to have you out here, Michael. I'm just looking through all the drones in here. Really? Load drones is coming in here? Why is the animation style saying loop? That doesn't make sense to me. I think I'm late. Guess we got to start over.
But we've got a segment size. Isn't the loop going alternating between certain frames in there, and then you have a segment size to change the start position of, and therefore the loop?
Yeah, you're right. So for some reason this isn't working. This is like really bizarre.
It's almost like the segment size gets set to 1, so it never actually moves on to a second frame.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly understanding it myself. So I'm looking at my guy right now, and my guy I can't tell if it's animating or not. It looks like it might actually be okay. It doesn't look frozen. Nope, yours are definitely looking pretty solidly formed there. Or wait, are they or not? I don't know. We'll have to look at them. Let's go back to our dice roller and see what we got. See if it's working now. We're going to bring up our inspector.
Refresh must definitely happen by now.
What'd you say?
The refresh has most definitely happened by now.
Yeah, definitely. So we're testing out advantage, disadvantage rolls with an additional third dice for using the Sorcerer's Luck feat. So if we do, for example, a skill check, and then we say, let's do a luck roll high on top of that. And this is a 9. That means my 9's got to go away, and I keep my 11. Now, what is this going on here? That was the weirdest thing in the world. Everything seemed wrong about that to me. It didn't pull mine away. It did say a must resurrect.
We do not have an easy view of that, however, Mark. The chat room's over the top of the console there.
Oh, you're right. Thank you so much. Let's bring it over there. There's my must resurrect message over there.
Okay, well, that's good.
I feel like I want to be able to record these, rewind, and look at them again. Let's try it one more time.
Particular dice would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Disadvantage. Yeah, I know. Skill check. Right there. There's 2 13s. And so disadvantage takes the lowest one away. If this is higher, it is. So now it's going to take the 13 away. And it's not taking the 13 away. It is not. And again, we say must resurrect. It said the last remaining die was the 13. That doesn't make sense. That just makes me sad. Let's see here. Dice roller. I think we're going to have to step through this, is what I think we're going to have to do. And I think... yeah, let's set a breakpoint. and we'll step through it. So we'll do a disadvantage skill check, and we've got a 14 and a 5. And we're here. So let's write this down so we just can kind of keep track of everything it's got. We've got disadvantage with a 14 and a 5. That's what we have. Okay? So we're going to go through.
We would expect to remove the 14 at this point.
Yeah, this code is very likely to work. I don't think I've messed it up at all. You know, by the way, I want Debug Visualizer to work in TypeScript. It's time.
Nice.
Okay, so there's the 14 right there. We've gone through and collected the 14, made no decisions yet. Going down here, and it's disadvantage. We're removing the other die. That's the one we just rolled, which is the 14. So we're doing that, and then we're saying last remaining die is equal to this one, and this top number, which is 5. That's all.
That's all correct.
Correct and good, like we're expecting. Last remaining die, 5, and we're last remaining die is in place, so we don't save mouse press direct. No, because we're debugging, it's ready to jump right out and clear it. But I want to see if I can roll my luck roll before it's done. See what happens now.
Perfect scenario. In theory, what we want is for the 16 to be nominated as gonna disappear and the 14 to be brought back.
Yeah, the problem is it cleared up the die because I took so long debugging, stepping through it, and we've only got one die in here. So there's not really anything we can do here on this particular piece here. I think we're going to have to. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to have to do on this. What's the best way to solve this problem here?
Temporarily extend the length of time before clear die happens.
Yeah, that's I can do that, but I think I can be quick with my all right, so I got 11 and an 8, set my breakpoint. Okay, so now I have 3 in there. I know I've got an 11 and an 8. I don't know what the last one is. So we'll find out as we step through it. But here's what we have right here. So we'll look at this data. Hopefully we'll be lucky with the data on the disadvantage. So stepping through. Oh, this is not good news.
That's not good.
Oh, gosh. Really, guys? Okay, now you're just getting me sad. All right, so I'm shutting that down. Let's try a different approach. The cool thing is as soon as Rory leaves, we get to play music, kids. It's just like when we were young. Remember when the parents left?
Oh, man, that's harsh. Not long now.
Not long now. Have a good weekend.
And you, yes.
All right, so
nice weather here. Hopefully it's good to where you are.
Yeah, what I think I want to do is I think I want to create a test case for this. Because I really, 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 really need this to work. And I need to, we can't just be rolling dice to get the right data and the right numbers here. Mm-hmm. So let's do this. Let's trying to think of the best way to do the test case on there. I guess we could just divert all dice rolls to doing the test. And then from there, when do we call remove D20s? Yeah, it's such a state machine. There's so much state going on with timing and things like that.
Well, you could rearrange for the state to be passed into the method instead, at which point you could then run the method in isolation with test data being passed in. Hold
on. Surlydev is, I think, exploiting the fact that my SWAT command does not destroy the CodeRushed rocket. But
CodeRushed rocket is immune from such things.
Oh, nothing actually. It looks like everything crashed. Actually, it's just because we shut everything down. If we start everything back up and refresh, everything would be okay. So what I'm thinking of is I'm playing with this idea. It looks like maybe we didn't need the other die value because that was the loser. The remove D20s is the thing I want to test, and I think it's using this piece out here called dice, which is essentially just declared as this array. What I'm thinking is essentially create a test case that initializes this with the values I want to, and then calls the code to step through it, so we can see what's going on here. That's what I think I want to do, and I think I want to do it in. I think
Is
I want
that
to do
the
it.
only piece of state that you think it's accessing?
I don't know yet. Actually,
Okay.
to be honest, I think it could be we could have problems. But what I want to do is I want to basically say remove d20s here right after I set it up with some data is what I want to do. So I want to say dice equals 0. I need to create a new class. This is going to be my my fake die. Or my mock die, like this. It's going to have a function that returns a number. It's going to be, I think it's get top number, right? And then if we go into remove d20s, we can kind of see what's going on here with the mock die. What's called on the die? We go through, we get the die. There's the call to get top number. Anything else happening with die? Is d20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else? That's it. Okay. I just noticed some code at the bottom that's not working. Because we don't need that code anymore. Okay. So we just need the isd20. And that's going to be a... oops, sorry, that's a Boolean. And the get top number, we're going to create a number here, which is going to be, say, the top number. Like that. And then it's going to return that. All right, this is not bad. Codebase Alpha, when are you streaming again, Codebase Alpha? And how about you, Michael Jolly? Codebase Alpha says I was going to do a show today, Surly Dev, but I'm headachy. No one will be Monday evening UK time, or next one will be Monday evening UK time. So Dev says, hope your headache goes soon.
Indeed.
Our group is so sweet out there. Hope you get feeling better. Yeah, Codebase Alpha, we hope you feel better. Looking forward to Michael Jolly building a thing. Yeah, build something. I'm looking forward to me building a thing, kids. To be honest, I feel like I'm kind of flopping around a little bit here today. Not normal butt kicking scenario. All right, so is d20. We're going to say yes. That's equal to true. And this, you can use your water to water these seeds over there, Michael Jolly. That's awesome. Yeah, when we get the seeds working again. In fact, we can actually start it up right now. So we can say, let's do this. Dice is equal to this. We're going to do a big fat return here. And we're going to say... remove d20s, and then we're going to say dice.push. I think I just hit run for now, and because I'm just making changes to the TS over here. Just contemplating some T-SQL I'm working on, says Surly Dev. And, all right, let's go continue this code here. So we're going to say dice. Dice. Come on. Machine is slightly dice.push. New mock die. It's like the smartest move I've ever made in my life right here, kids. And then right here, I want to pass in the top number, what it's going to be, like that. And
Ooh, that.
yes, lock up on me. Oh, wow.
Bit of catch up. Wow.
That was crazy what OBS just did. OBS just totally kind of locked up on us here. I'm going to refresh the drone game here now that we're back up and running. And we'll get your drones back and your music and stuff like that. I think I want to do this. I think I want to do this right here.
Surely death is in the house.
Let's make that public too. So we've got those two pieces there. And then we've got the name. And so now I can come in here and give it a name. So new mock die A is 3. Let's come in here again, mock die. And this is going to be B. And that's going to be a 2. And how do we know whether we're advantaged or not? We're going to hijack this and force it. This dot kind. Come on. Equals. I think it's dice roll kind. There it is right there. Dot disadvantage. Okay.
This is nice. This is how things should be. We're going to set up an exact set of circumstance so that we can test the algorithm without having, as you say, to generate just random roll after random roll after random roll, hoping we get the circumstances we need to.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is very good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's better. And then we're going to do the one more. Here comes the roll C. And I don't know. We're going to do something like that. So if we have disadvantage, roll C should be the winning one. A and B should be gone. I think what I want to do, though, is I want to come in here and I want to go boom, and then there, and then a second call to remove the D20s is what I want to do. Because I kind of want to, because I want to create the scenario where we say, okay, if we have disadvantage, the 2 stays up. And then if we otherwise,
Is in the house.
so awesome. I think the reorder for parameters is still flashy, is what you think. I've seen any of the return arrows that I used to see years ago on CodeRushed Classic. Yeah, I think we have not ported that over into CodeRushed for Roslyn. I think that had like mixed reviews. Some people really liked it, and some people thought it was ridiculous. And so I think we were like, okay, well, so we lowered the priority of it. With regard to reorder parameters, my argument is it's the fastest way to reorder parameters. So
It really is.
So flashy, but fewest keystrokes. Your eyes don't move from where you are. You don't have to look at a dialogue or anything along those lines. It's pretty effective. Okay, so
now we need to indicate that is it the C1 that's going to be our bent luck dice? Is that right? Or our sorcerers?
yeah, it is kind of the thing, and I don't think we really need to do anything beyond that because we're just calling remove d20s only, and I'm kind of just stepping through the code. I just kind of want some data in here so I can step through the code. And I think I want to kind of hold off right here, get my breakpoint here, and see what comes back because I'm expecting the code above to work. So let's do this / die roller, load it up. I used a formula in which comments in real code for the first time today. Oh, cool.
Congrats. That is really nice to have that work. Yeah.
If you can send us a screenshot of that, if you don't mind sharing that, you can send it over to me, Mark M, at the devexpress.com domain. Send it to me there. Email, and I'll tweet about it, or if you want to tweet it, send me the link, and I'll or include the word CodeRushed in it, and then we'll retweet that. Okay, just waiting for it to finish loading. There it is, the load. And so any roll, I'm just going to click on attack here, but any roll should get us to the breakpoint. Huh. Why no breakpoint? That didn't make any sense at all to me.
Ooh, error.
Bad luck. And then remove d20s. Hold on. We'll get most recent roll data. Okay. I'm not seeing the call. What's the call stack on here? Get most recent. Oh, of undefined. Hold on. Am I not setting this at the right time? I think I know what's happening here. Okay. Let's jump back here. That's my problem. That's it right there. Okay. One more time. Let's see see how our music goes now. Music starting, Rory. How's my audio?
Audio is okay so far.
So far, okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Kind of strange. Not that, I expected it to necessarily cause the problem in the first place, but yeah.
But we're totally maxed.
CPU is up again.
CPU's maxed out. Suppose I could close this instance of Visual Studio, because I'm not using that one. Surly Dev says, what? Did you say something? I think he's messing with us. Don't fall for it. It's a trap. It's Surly Dev. We didn't like that song. He did not like that song. All right, one more time. Here's a roll. Clicking on any button. Get to our breakpoint. There's the roll. In GitHub, if you don't have CodeRushed, you just see the codes in the comment, Legendary Mood. The code is work code, so it's not in GitHub. I do my simple synth in .NET Core 3 for the stream. I'll use them in there too. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. I would like to actually modify GitHub so it can show both formulas and embedded images like CodeRushed does.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would. Wait, why are we not at the breakpoint? What is going on? Do I have another bug? Wow. Animate? Oh, how did I get it to animate? Okay, let's do this.
Unfortunately, Mark.
See you, buddy.
My time has come.
You're awesome. Thank you so much, Roy. I appreciate it.
Catch you on Tuesday, yeah?
We'll see you on Tuesday. All right, so testing right there. Thanks, Roy.
He's awesome.
All right, we want to get the animate. I'm going to look at animate here. We'll do this for now. So I'm not testing there, and then we're just going to kind of keep looping. Does that make sense to do that? I think it does. Okay, one more refresh. Rory has left the building. Are we talking about images or are we talking about formulas? If you're talking about formulas, they totally would go across in the code. With your AlphaBot, pasting that map you have into the code comments would make for a helpful quick reference guide. Oh, interesting. So if we're talking about images, what you want to do to make sure that they are shared is you want to go out to your solution, open folder in File Explorer. So I'm just doing that. And then you want to go into this .cr and then inside images, and you want to check those in, whatever those are. So these are some of the ones that I've had. Some are for demos and some are for that I'm really using in here. So that's what's going on there. And you just check those in. All right, so one more time over here. And let's try a roll. Do I not have a breakpoint? Got a breakpoint. Why are we not at it? Is it the symbols have been loaded for that? What? Doesn't make sense. Images now. Yeah, so it's images, you can check those in. All right, let's try one more time. I'm hitting skill check, and it's acting as if it's rolling, but I'm not getting even inside. Did I know? Yeah, I think we got a problem here with Visual Studio's connection to. We're gonna have to shut it down. Start it up again. Try one more time. Here we go. Okay, one more time. See what we got. Here's the roll. Pause and debugger. Yeah, it was just, everything was okay. It was just some problem with the connection. So here's our first call to remove D20s. We've got disadvantage roll, so we're expecting the dice A to be removed. So we step through all this and this all works. What? Oh, I think I stepped right over that. Let's look what we got inside of here. So we have is D20. Did I forget to say in play? Well, let's try again. Step, 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 step. Oh, is this my problem right here? I got out here. It's a D20 roll. I need to set that. Do this and get back. Look at this. We don't have... Oh, we need to refresh over here, don't we? I gotcha. All right. Just going to refresh. It's going to go there. I think we also need, inside the mock die, we need to have a in play as well. So we have that there. And I think there's also... I just want to follow into remove D20s. We've got a call to remove single die now. And that's going to go in and go to remove die. And we need a call to get object. Okay, I think that's going to work. Let's look at that one more time. Die in play we have. Die get object, we need a call to that just returns null. We'll add that to our mock die class. And that means we'll avoid all of this code here. Okay. And jumping back to where we were. Up here, we need that function. That's going to return null. Rn is my shortcut there. Rn for return null. Okay, there's our get object, and there's our mock die. And I think I want to do a couple more of these down here is what I want to do. I think I want to do this. Test D20 removal. Like that. And let's see if our music is working. There we go. All right, roll 2 and roll 3. And that's going to return a mock die. It's going to return the one that wins, I think, is what it's going to do. By the way, that was a duplicate line right there, smart duplicate line. Check it out from here to there. It just sees the pattern and it finishes it for me. And then we need to say this. And then we want to check to see, we want to call remove D20s in 2 spots here, there, and here. Then we want to go through, we want to iterate through these. We want to see what's left. That's what we want to do. So if the die's in play, like that, and we're going to say we need a think there's an error command, isn't there? There's an exception. Is there an error? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's going to tell us if our die in play are correct or not. All right, so there is also a test function right here where I can use this here. If get dice in play is not equal to 1, then we can do similarly a console error here as well. So we've got the vantage part setting up, so we're going to set whether it's an advantage or disadvantage roll. The only piece here is this thing right here on this piece. This is the luck roll, high or low. And to be honest, I don't think this makes a difference at all. It only really determines what the animation is going to be. So in the spirit of the game, what are we trying to do here? Or alternatively, well, it does matter. Yeah, it's like the rules here. I feel like I've got to go back and look at the rules again on this. Because I can certainly choose which of the two I want. I can determine my own advantage or disadvantage if it's not an advantage or disadvantage roll. So that does have some impact on it. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do this and pass this in here as a parameter. And we'll type. So there. All right, this I think will get us some more data here. We'll be able to figure out what's going on. And also the test D20 removal now allows us to basically sit this whole thing up. It's going to return the die that's the last one in play. And basically then we're kind of we want some sort of assert here, basically. If this is not equal to A, then we want to is it just a bugger by itself? I think that's all it is. It's just that. Okay. Maybe I'll do this. All right, so now we can set up a different one here. So roll a 4, and then I roll a 5, and if I have advantage, we'll say disadvantage if I roll both of these two. If I have disadvantage, the 5 goes away. And then if I roll a 7, the 5 should come back. So the answer here should be B. That's the one we want. So that's kind of what we're looking at right there for that. So let's set breakpoint here. Let's come back over here, refresh. Yeah, that segment thing is not working. I wanted to debug that too. I want to look at that. Let's see what we got here in terms of the data we're getting back here from this. Roll dice.
Is in the house.
Test rainbow. Did that work well? Let's see if that worked. I didn't see it. And maybe that we would need a refresh. Try it again after that refresh, see if that works. Okay, we're ready to go. Here comes a roll. What's going on? Why am I not at the breakpoint? Gonna make me restart Visual Studio again? Really? Yeah, I think if I'm spending a lot of time editing code while I'm in a breakpoint, I'm not sure if I was in a breakpoint though. I don't recall that anymore. It's gonna make me redo it, I think. Oh, there goes the rainbow though. All right, let's try something different because let's see if I can get a breakpoint somewhere else. I want to go bring up the drone overlay. Let me see if I can figure out why the this is where I'm expecting code to be. Okay, just, I wish it could come in a little less, you know, over the top. Okay, so what do we got here? Still loading the drone overlays.
CodeRushed.
Everybody's doing the tests. Fireball works. Drone overlay's taking a long time to load. There's some smoke. So there's two different smokes. Did the Bang do CodeRush? I don't know. I don't think so.
CodeRushed!
Yeah, it does. The bang by itself just does CodeRushed. Cool, I didn't know that. I may have added that and forgot about it. All right, we've loaded up over here. Let's just launch a drone out into it. See if I can get a breakpoint over here. Okay, there I am. Look at here, kids. It's working correctly. It's working here, but not in the overlay. Interesting. The other thing that's really interesting is if I look at the stream frame rate might be just so much that you're not seeing the animation. And we could fix that if we change that animation. Well, I'm not as sad. In other words, it looks like it is, if I turn it off and back on in here, in the stream I think I have. We can do it again, just in case. Pretty sure I've done it. Like refresh the cache. Or are you giving me just the general, have you turned it off and turn it back on again? Yeah, so we're here. This is definitely doing the animation like it should be there. You can see it right there. But what's interesting is it kind of appears on the stream to stop from time to time. It looks like it's an OBS frame rate issue is what it looks like. I bet no doubt it's connected, well I say no doubt, but I bet it's connected to my CPU speed being up, my CPU being pretty much maxed at 100%, which as we said before in the stream seems to happen if I keep running, you know, the whole week without restarting my machine. And we kind of seem to get there. So, all right, let's try restart. I'm going to close this down. And we lost the music there temporarily, but I think we have reloaded and we can bring it up in the regular stream. Oh, no, we can't because I just shut this down. So we need to get that. I'm going to close down Visual Studio for a second. Try to restart Visual Studio as well. Just see if that by chance is going to help us at all. So where are we when we close down Visual Studio? How are we doing in terms of usage? Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. Start up Visual Studio. Codebase Alpha is asking, memory leak somewhere? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's more of a, I want to call it like a process leak. In other words, I think there are things that are still running that don't need to be running. OBS was 2 gigs. I did not notice that. We can go look at that again. Oh yeah, that's kind of maxed out. It's feeling like it's at its peak right there. That could be also part of the problem. All right, so let's do a start here. Whoops, before I do that, I want to make sure I have killed every instance of Chrome that was out there and hitting start. Yeah, isn't it funny? We get to this scenario like once, at least it seems like at least once a week. Be paid for all that memory and CPU. If you're not using it, it's going to waste. Oh, hey, you paid for all that memory and CPU. Yeah, you're right. I got to be using it all. That's why I'm here, pushing things to the limit. Where is... Here it comes. Go back to the die roller. Let's refresh over in the here. So I'm refreshing that cache. I'm not refreshing the other ones. What's interesting is they're still, I think I'm going to need to do that. I'm going to refresh the Dragon Front overlay. That's going to get rid of the clock. And the overlay bot, which is going to get rid of the that which is right above me. At least I thought I did. Maybe I forgot to hit refresh on that. Let's try that again. Refresh cache. There it is. Okay. So that's refreshing now. Die roller is up. Do I get my breakpoints in please roll die? Let's go out there. Please roll dice. I got a breakpoint right on the first line. Let's do a skill check. Actually, before I do that, let's... nice.
Is in the house.
By the way, well, that was awesome. So you could do... You can augment your entry with other special effects, right? By doing the first thing you say after we restart, by doing the test spoof, you get the red smoke along with the with your intro. Kind of fun. I'm going to get some music playing and see if that works. Is it working? No. Not working. That doesn't make sense to me as far as why that's not working.
Certainly does. Is in the house.
Surly Dev says hee hee. Yeah, so you can kind of do that. If the only thing is, it may not have happened right when you hit test poof. Yeah, it looks like the okay, blood is working, smoke is not. These are different layers here. I think that like one of the layers is not working well. Is what it looks like to me. There's smoke. Smoke is working. Okay, so maybe we're okay again. All right, so let's go see if we can get a breakpoint in the code we're looking at right now. Oh, you smoke, not test smoke. Oh, okay, then that's cool because the smoke is black and it's right above with the black background. That's probably why we didn't see it. Okay, so I'm hitting this. Yay, we're at a breakpoint. Okay, good. Just like we're expecting, like it should have worked the first time. Stepping into it, pushing the die out. Get dice in play. 0. Okay, we've got to, in our new mock die, we need to set in play to true, is what I think we need to do. Okay, hit run. Let's do refresh. Let's see if I can get a drone out here. Yeah, and it looks to me to be frozen in OBS, which I'm attributing to that right there. Yeah, normally we're at about like 80% or something along those lines, and I don't think there's really anything else that I can shut off right now. Google Chrome. What? Google Chrome, really? Why do you have 10? This must be the extensions that are in there. Okay. Let's try again. See if we can get a breakpoint again. There's my skill check roll. Good. Okay, cool. Because I lost my other breakpoint, apparently, but I'm at the debugger one, which is where I want to be. So I'm just going to go down to the next one and step into it and take a look at it. So roll A, there's a 4. Roll B is a 5. Dice in play. Now better be 2. Good. Okay, good. Remove D20s. Dice in play is still 2. Okay, so we kind of need a breakpoint there. Let's jump into that. Let's just run it. And let's do another roll. And now we're in remove D20s. We've got 2 in play. Let's go inside here. Are we getting out there? Nope. So we've got the 3 and the 2. And it's a disadvantage roll. The edge of roll value, the one we're collecting is a 3. This is a 2. It's greater than, so we're going to remove the other die now. That's the other die, which is the 3. Let's jump in there. Oh, I jumped right over remove die. That's where the really exciting stuff was. It was up here. Can I set the next statement? I don't think I can in JavaScript. Doesn't look like it. Okay. So remove other single die. I need to kind of go in there again. That's the piece I want to be in right there. Okay, let's see what's happening here. If the die is not in play, somehow, I'm not sure how we got there. Here we go, we've got a die that's in play. Okay. So we don't do anything there. Die in play is set to false. So remove should be setting it to false. That code is weird. So we've removed a dice in play. We removed d20s. We're going to check one more time. We're going to go through this. Okay, dice in play is 1, and the return die is a 1 that we're returning here on this. And the ones we passed in are 3, a 2, and a 1. So we have disadvantage on that. All right, I am thinking that that at least I've got things set up for doing more testing. I'm going to step away from this because I feel like I'm going to be just kind of fighting and pushing and not working as quickly as I should be on this. I think I need just some time away and some rest or thoughts about other things, and then coming back in here and getting back into this. So so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to we'll call it a show. We'll give away a copy of CodeRushed. We do this all the time, and every show we give one away. If you're by chance watching right now and you want a copy of CodeRushed, just let us know in the chat room. We can send you a copy without you having to wait to be called. But today's winner of
CodeRushed
is
Motorboat.
Motorboat. What the? Look like some. It looked like that was done a little bit last minute there. Not our usual level of high quality there, but Motorboat, congratulations! You're today's winner, and we will. I will DM you, and you'll get instructions for how you can download a copy of a free copy of CodeRushed. Before we get out of here, let me go find a place to raid you, because we want to take care of you and keep you going out there to the other streamers in live coders. Let me see who I'm out there following. Who's right now? Well, we got InstaFluff. Oh, Michael Jolly's going right now. Is he gone? Let's double check it. It looks like he is. We're going to send you over to Michael. Yep, he's gone. We'll get that started. And that's going to get you there in about 10 seconds. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it so much. Everybody hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, we'll either be beyond this or we'll get beyond this very quickly in that in next week's session. Thanks so much, Surly Dev. Thanks, Will Bennett. Thanks, Codebase Alpha. Glad to have you with us. Straight Butter. We'll see you guys. Say hi to Michael Jolly for me. And we will see you guys later.